Welcome back to Kerney-cation. We're here at Sawmill Creek Resort here in Huron, Ohio, one of Cedar Point's new resorts, checking out the Seasons of Joy event. And as you can see behind me, the entire resort is decked out with all of the holiday decor. We're going to be checking out some bow making, wreath making. They have a cocktail class, a mixology they call it. They also have the mistletones, a comedy show, specialty drinks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this real family vacation. Welcome to Sawmill Creek in Huron, Ohio. So Cedar Point actually purchased this resort a few years ago, remodeled it. The grand reopening was this year here in 2022. I'll go ahead and put a link. We did a full resort tour of this resort when it opened up, and including the Miller's Table restaurant review. I'll go ahead and put a link up in this video and in the comments below. But back to the Seasons of Joy event. So this is a holiday themed event running weekends until December 16th and then daily until the 31st of December. So come on out, check out all of the Christmas lights, decor, and events. For events, they have daytime events starting at 12 o'clock noon, which range from bow making, ugly sweaters, painting with a twist, and they also have trivia and mulligans, a mixology class, s'mores for the kids, a sing-along movie night. They also have singers at night, the mistletones, carolers, a comedy show, and they also have some specialty themed cocktails. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, check that out. We stayed here on opening weekend, so we could get a sneak peek and get some footage for you guys to check out. So it was also very nice because we got some snow. So here is what Sawmill Creek looks like with a little bit of snow for the holidays. So check it out, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel in a big way. Soon as you walk in, plenty of holiday decor to see. It's one of our favorite parts of this Season of Joy event. The entire resort is decked out in tons of holiday cheer. They have the fireplace lit, Christmas trees, wreaths, lights, plenty to see. Before heading to the first event, I highly recommend stopping by this hot chocolate bar in the main lobby. They had fixins, cinnamon sticks, whipped cream, candy canes, marshmallows, and it is free and it is included. So stop by here before you head over there. Put some cinnamon in there? I don't know, you just drop cinnamon in? How's that work? Marshmallows? Yeah, you can help me in a second. You want a marshmallow? Yeah. Open your hand. Sir, could you stop throwing marshmallows at your kid in the lobby? Oh yeah, they got whipped cream. Sprinkles. We're on our way to harvest to make some bows. Let's see, first event starts during the day at 12 o'clock.
What do you think,
Very cool.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Erica.
And I'm Marcellus.
And welcome to our
Bow making demonstration.
There you go. You can grab a pipe cleaner.
So for bow making, I am doing the bouquet. Get a big long piece and a pipe cleaner. And you're doing the
basic bow.
Alright, I think this is our first half, right?
Pinch it in the middle. You're still finding the middle because this middle.
Oh, yeah,
There, you can cut. And then we have a basic bow.
How's your bow,
You
honey?
can go here if you wanted to. You can go on present if you wanted to. You can get a pipe cleaner and put it on a wreath. Yes, our basic bow.
Nice job, y'all.
Nice job. Nice job. Our basic bow. Do we have any other questions before we get into our bouquet?
No.
You like it? I think it's super cool.
Alright, y'all. And you're just going to start folding it against each other. So just like an accordion.
I grabbed the pen. Wait.
So my ribbon is a little stiff, but feel free to just fold it however you like in the center and then wrap that pipe cleaner. And then whenever you all are ready, you can come on up. Me and Marcellus will help you with cutting on the ends of your bouquet for you.
You just gotta.
If you want them cut, you don't have to touch them either.
You did something wrong.
Yes.
You saved my bow.
So feel free to stick around if you like.
I couldn't
I'm
figure
really,
it out.
really trying.
I failed at the bouquet. I think it looks pretty good. Where I had it,
I did my best.
I think it looks pretty good. Just gotta snip the ends.
Thank you. My name is Jen.
And I'm Tucker Brewster Schuster.
That's his real name. And we are here to give you some tips and tricks to take home and make your own wonderful wreath. So, Tucker, will you start passing out wreaths to everybody? All right. So now you have your wreaths in front of you. If not, you can join together so you can get a wreath. And we have all of our supplies right up here. We've got holly berries. We've got bells. There goes that bell.
Pine
Pine
cones.
cones, and we have ribbon. These are just some of the many things that you can use to put on your wreath.
And we have magic.
Put it right here, like that. Put it over here on this side. Yeah.
All right, we just had our family nap. We are on our way to Mulligan's Pub. It's actually disconnected from the hotel, so I recommend driving over there to check out the mixology. So they have naughty and nice drinks, so stay tuned. So the Mulligan's Pub transforms into the Mary Mulligan's Christmas pop-up bar. I do recommend driving unless you're okay with the brisk walk if you're in some of the farther buildings, but it was really nice to see. They had a ton of decorations as soon as you walk up to Mary Mulligan's. They had these reindeer, candy canes, and it's also lit up very nicely at night. So we have some footage of that, so stay tuned. As soon as you walk in, you can see they really decorated a ton as well, which was awesome.
So excited to welcome you to our holiday mixer.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with some cognac. This is Blue Swift cognac. We got some cream sherry. You'll get about, let's say, half a shot. The only other ingredient after this, of course, is the eggnog.
So you might be asking yourself, this doesn't look like a mixology course. We'll break this down further at the end of this video with our final thoughts, so stay tuned, but go ahead and enjoy this footage of him making the White Christmas, one of the themed drinks for this event. In the main lobby outside of Harvest near the Miller's Table entrance, they do set up this little shop that has hats, gloves, candles, tea, socks, and like. So make sure to stop by if you forgot a pair of gloves for this event, since some of the events are outside. One of the highlights of the event for us was the Merry Little Christmas Walk. They had seating out here with fireplaces. It's near the convention center in the Sawmill courtyard, so when you come in the main entrance, you turn right and go all the way almost to the convention center, but plenty of photo ops and Christmas lights to enjoy. After enjoying the Merry Little Christmas Walk, we actually jumped back in the car to look at some of the other outdoor lights, including this 12 Days of Christmas, and after this we actually head to the Mulligan's Merry Pub to look at the synchronized lights to the music, so stay tuned. definitely try and stop by Mary Mulligan's pub at night, because as you can see, they synchronize Christmas music to the Christmas lights. So it's a very cool show. Stop by, take a look at it for at least a few minutes, but I did get a little excerpt for you to enjoy. After Mary Mulligan's, we headed back inside for some much needed warmth, and we saw the carolers, so they were able to sing us a song.
Hi, Bear. Look at these cuties.
Cool, huh, buddy?
What's your name? Jordan. And Lillian. You guys are so cute. Do you guys want to hear a song? Just for you?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had an shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All the other reindeer.
After the carolers, we actually headed down to the rotunda, and the mistletoes were singing.
Bright Hawaiian Christmas Day, that's the island greeting that they send to you. Frosty the snowman was a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in it. Run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down.
We didn't get much footage of the marshmallow s'mores, but we'll talk about that more in the outro. After the s'mores, we actually headed upstairs to the Huron room for the sing-along show. This was probably our favorite because it's probably the most kid-friendly event during the Seasons of Joy.
Purple spots.
Good job. Ready? We're gonna do another guess now. We're gonna put your head low. Step back and forth.
Everyone is singing all the life for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I wanna see my baby.
Big shout out to Tucker and Delaney during the sing-along. My kids had a great time, and they were really great with the kids. So this is the one thing that really made up for some of the other things that we were disappointed with. The kids actually got ready for the 8 o'clock movie, but I was able to head over to the rotunda to get some footage of the piano player and singer here, and they were also very good.
Here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman.
Right after the piano player and singer, they have the Elf, the off-the-shelf tour comedy show. I didn't listen to the whole thing, so if anybody loved it, go ahead and leave us a comment below.
Hi guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. So we wanted to take it some time after the footage to break down some of the events and activities, since the way the event is structured overall is really, it's like one after another. So we really didn't get a time to really stop and break some things down. So the first thing that we didn't actually get to experience was the ugly sweater decorating. So we did the bow making, the wreath making. The kids were about just all done after that. So
We also chose not to do the ugly t-shirt because the ugly sweater, because you don't get to keep anything. In the bow making, you got to not only make the bow, but you kept what you did. In the wreath making, we didn't really enjoy it because they gave you almost no accessories at all for a wreath that you couldn't even keep afterwards. And the ugly sweater was the same concept. It was one t-shirt that they had, and then everyone could like go up individually and decorate, which in theory would have been nice for children, except all the other events weren't children based, so there really wasn't a lot of kids there, and what adult wants to put one accessory at a time on a t-shirt that everyone can share?
And like, I would be okay if it was like a cost. If it was like, oh, $5 or $10, you get to keep your wreath. Sweet, that's fine, not a big deal for me. And then like, same with the ugly sweater. Like, if it's $10 or $12 to you get to keep your sweater, we probably would have been more inclined to have gone. But
because they actually did that for the other events. So the mixology and the painting with a twist, which we actually did not do the painting, but those both came with an additional cost as well. And I think that if they would have just done that with everything and let you keep things, that would have been more enjoyable.
And you don't even like have to make it mandatory. Be like, okay, do you want to do one or do you want to watch?
Yeah.
You can watch, it's free. And then like, oh, do you want to do one? It's $10. Like, that's great. So, but yeah, the kids were about all done after the bow making and wreath making, so we went and took a nap. But the painting with a twist looked really cool. That's one thing I wish that we could have done, but we really didn't have time, so we didn't really. And then after nap, they had the 3 o'clock, so everything moved from the Harvest Breakfast Buffet area over to Mulligan's Pub. So the first event was at 3 o'clock, like tell you how to decorate your house. Not really sure how that went. I didn't hear any guests talking about it afterwards, but we didn't make that one either.
When we got there, like that event was ending and the next one was starting.
It was empty almost.
And there was almost nobody there, and there was no like lingering of the event.
Nobody was talking about it.
Yeah, so I can't.
Everybody was ready for mixology, so that's the first thing that we started off with. So as you could see from our video, we actually gave it a negative score because the description number 1 was like, you could make a naughty drink or a nice drink. There was only a naughty drink, which was one of the actual ones on the menu, which I don't know if they're working on that event activity or not. And then there was no nice drink. And we also thought there was going to be food there because during the summer they have like burgers, fries. It's like a full service kitchen. But it
Several
seems
guests actually thought that because we like made friends because it's a small hotel, and multiple guests were like, oh yeah, we're going there too, and we're gonna eat. So we were all near each other,
travel together through the activities,
expecting food, and the other people next to us as well were like, what do you mean there's nothing to eat
like,
here?
We have hummus and peanuts. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to Miller's after that, but the mixology class was really just everybody watching the bartender describe how to make a cocktail.
2 thumbs down.
That was it. Yeah,
it was very, and granted we did go opening weekend, so I'm sure that as they continue, it'll be better. But this was one of the things where like you paid $10 to go to. So you would think, like I paid $10 to get a drink no matter what. Like Nate bought a drink just to get the drink and see it, and we paid for that.
They had a waitress coming around and like came around and like offered like, oh, do you want to do the mixology or do you want something off the menu? I was like, I'll just get something off the menu. And Crystal got something. She was going to do the mixology. So they don't make you pay up front until you got that drink for the mixology, but they
don't. So and I think part of it was there was 2 more people than they had anticipated, but like they don't tell you like how much of everything that they put in. They don't have you get a drink yourself and like do any like partake in it by any means. And they have like a determined skit that's supposed to be
which was
like
funny.
Which is supposed to be like humorous, but then you lose any concept of the actual mixology class because there was just it just didn't work.
It was probably meant for 6 people and there was about 30. So like there was 6 seats at the bar and then there was about 10 four tops and like every table was full. So I think that had a lot of people wanted to do and they just weren't planning for that.
And I think part of the problem too is like it's called like a mixology class and it's in a pub, but it's not a bar atmosphere. It's very much like a restaurant atmosphere. Like it was like small get together tables with like really nice decor. It was not friendly to that kind of an event, which I guess we should have considered, but we were like, oh, we'll get lunch, we'll make a drink. I don't know what we expected, but that wasn't it.
Yeah, and the kids were like, get us out of here, we're done. And we were the only one with kids. Like, I was like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, we left shortly after, and then we didn't even end up buying the drink there because it's like, I don't want to pay for that because like I could get that at the Miller's table bar, the Hideout, any other bar. So
and they were just so overwhelmed with people that like we were sitting there waiting and we had anticipated eating so that the kids would have something to do, Well, we did an activity.
Free popcorn.
Yeah, there was free popcorn, but they gave the impression that there was like a nice drink so like kids could partake because it's supposed to be like a kid-friendly entire event. But there was no nice drink and there was no food. So not only did we not get to partake, but the kids had nothing to do. It was just, for us, it was a cluster. Yeah, it was just...
Kids were hungry.
Yeah,
I was hungry.
They were very well behaved
they were
considering,
good.
but it was a wash.
Free popcorn. 10 out of 10 for the free popcorn. That got smashed. It was gone.
Yeah, and they were quick to refill it.
Yeah. After that, they also, in the Mulligan's pub, so we left, so we had to go eat. We were planning on staying for the trivia and then the Sawmill Carol if we ate, but we had to leave because we had to eat, so we missed those two events.
And despite the name, the Sawmill Carol description is like a skit of like the Christmas Carol movie. So it's not like singing, it's like acting out a scene.
Yeah. So, but we heard good things, at least I did, about the trivia. The winner wins a prize, and there's 3 of them, so you have 3 chances to win. So they do it like every hour on the hour, and then same with the carol.
And there was a group that had kids a little older than ours, probably like 8 or 10, that had done the trivia, and it was like kid friendly. And again, it was at Mulligan's pub for a location, and they enjoyed it and had planned to go a second time. So that would have been nice to do if we would have done that if we could have eaten there.
Yeah. So after we ate, we went over to the Merry Little Christmas Walk, which was very nice. A ton of photo ops. It was cold the opening weekend. I think it was like 20 degrees, so we were freezing. So we really knocked that out. It was very cool. Lots of lights, lots of little scenes.
Very pretty.
Yeah, very cool.
It was a small space, but they really worked with what they had. Yeah, and there was 2 little fireplaces. They didn't really give off a lot of heat, but if it had been less windy, it probably would have been like really nice to just sit there with your hot chocolate, because there's actually a second hot chocolate bar location right outside that walk area.
So that was nice. The marshmallows, the s'mores. So we did not get a lot of footage with that because we were juggling the kids, grabbing all the s'more stuff, walking outside and it's freezing.
Well, it was very windy also.
And windy, yeah.
It was like low-key dangerous. Like lose your eyebrow if you get too close. And they were there. There were people there like monitoring it. But like when you have 2 little kids that don't really understand what fire is. Yeah.
And there was supposed to be a drink there too, but I'm sure the weather caused that. So that was not there. So weather dependent on the drink for the s'mores for the adults. But kids made a s'more and we were out there. I liked it. It was cool for what it was. So
it was nice. If it hadn't been windy, even if it was cold, it would have been really enjoyable because it was a very large fire pit. Like a large amount of people were there when we first went out, and I mean you could have comfortably been there with like 20 people.
Yeah. Love the sing-along, so we'll talk about that.
The mistletoes were the best.
Yeah. Love the mistletoes. They were very good. So we caught them. They were like the first entertainment to start on the hour. So I think it was like 4:30 or something. But yeah, they were very good. So we were able to get a drink from the Hideout. You got the Jack Frost.
It was good.
It was like a blue mimosa.
Tastes just like champagne.
I got the White Christmas. Funnily, not from the Hideout. Instead of from Mulligan's, which it looked completely different. So it depends on the bartender you get and how they make it. And I think
he was batch making it too at Mulligan's. It's just
I got my own little dedicated one from the Hideout, and so the bartender was very nice there. The mistletoes were good. Then we went upstairs to the Huron room. They had popcorn for the movie up there later too. But we went up there, and Delaney and Tucker were up there, and that was probably our favorite, I think, as I mentioned in the video, because they pass a microphone, they'll dance with the kids. It was really great.
And all of these events, they have kind of corny skits that are pre-written for them, but they're fun. It makes it enjoyable, and the sing-along was no different, but the sing-along was probably the most kid-friendly event that they had, and our kids loved it. I mean, they danced, they sang. There wasn't as big of a crowd as there could have been, but it was still probably one of the most child-populated areas that we saw.
Yeah, all the kids were up there because it's either go listen to, the piano or go sing along. So I think a lot of people got that okay, this is the more kid-friendly route.
On that note, however, the sing-along is in the same room that they do the movie, and so you would think if it's geared towards children, that the movie would also be geared towards children, because it happens 30 minutes after the sing-along. So you're already up there. Everyone's been kind of piled there. But the movies were very like adult-oriented. Like on the first night, on the first night it was It's a Wonderful Life, which we love, but our children would rather watch literally anything else in the world. And then the second day was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which our kids like the beginning liked because it was cartoony, and they did withstand that a little bit longer, but it wasn't like, that's not a kid Christmas
I think movie night, I think a kid's movie. Maybe I've been to too many Disney resorts, but like that's like what I think.
And I think too, again, because they start with a sing-along, it feels like it's geared more towards the children. Like this is supposed to be like the kids portion of it, so the adults can do the other things on the other end. But they try to find like a happy medium, and they just missed the mark. Because there was not like adults by themselves there. Everybody there had kids, and I'm not sure that any of them would stay. We left, so we don't know if they stayed.
The kids are like, we're gone. I'm like, okay. Yeah, and I think that kind of speaks more to how I guess we could talk about next is like the overarching of how you feel about the event. It's really geared for me towards like adults, and then like, yeah, kids are allowed, they can come, but it's like, not like there's a lot of whole kid-friendly stuff.
It's like there's an undertone of like, we want you to feel comfortable having your children here, but this event's not actually focused on them. Yeah.
Come.
So like, if I went alone as an adult, I would probably enjoy like the little Christmas walk and things like that. But as a parent, I'm like, oh yeah, my kids will love that. That's a great event for them. And so it's hard because they make it feel like it's accepting of children, but it isn't. Like at the Mulligan's Mixology, and I know how that sounds, but like it was a family-friendly event in a family-friendly venue, and like the bartender was kind of nasty about the fact that like we had our 2 kids, but like, I'm staying the weekend here in your family hotel for a family event. And it just didn't, there was a lot of like undertone of, well, yeah, like your kids can be here, that's fine, but like, why are they? And that just kind of put like a weird...
It just felt, we kind of stuck out since we had kids, and you know, hindsight's 2020, but like that's when I discovered like Castaway Bay is also doing one, a Christmas event. I had no idea until I actually had to stumble upon it on their website, because we were over there. I was like, maybe we go to Castaway Bay tomorrow, just like for fun.
Because we felt bad for the kids. They didn't. We really
they had a great time.
They did.
Loved it. They're like, hotel, cool.
Yeah, their favorite part was just the fact they got to be somewhere that wasn't home.
Yeah, not home.
And the singing and stuff. It's not like they didn't have fun, but it just really wasn't as geared towards them as we would have liked. Like in Cedar Point at the actual theme park, they always have adult themed things, but they also have specific kid friendly things, and this just didn't really pull that off.
Yeah, and like, so like hindsight, like we would have done Castaway Christmas like right off rip with our kids if we have known. But I mean, overall, it's like I'd recommend like if you can get away from your kids for a night or two to go. And I think one day is good if you're just without kids, because you can get there. If you get there early, if you happen to have a room ready before then, or you just leave your bag in your car, you can do all the events, check into your hotel, eat dinner, and then leave the next day. I don't think it's a 2-nighter like we did, so we were probably overkill since we have kids kind of dragging along behind us. So, but yeah, if you have kids, definitely check out Castaway Christmas. Drop a comment below if you went to it. I think I saw some pictures of the characters dressed up like Santa on some of the Facebook pages for Cedar Point, so it looked really cool. We'll try and check it out. I don't know if we'll make it, but drop us a comment and let us know how you liked it. But other than that kind of wraps it up. Do you want to give the Season of Joy a Kerney score overall out of 10? You can give it 2, like, you know.
It was more than a 2. For me,
not the number 2, like 2 different scores. I guess I was going for. One for like if you had kids, one if you didn't have kids.
Without children, I would give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It would have been a really fun event, and you could tell that like a lot of the crowd was either like older women and like couples that are just trying to still enjoy the holiday spirit, and the other half was like younger, I sort of want to drink and have fun for Christmas crowd. So if that was still where I was at in life, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. As a mom, I'd probably give it like a 4. And the only thing that saves it truly is like the s'mores and the sing-along movie, like saved it. And they also, the front desk, I just saw this now, we were just sitting by the fire by the hot chocolate stand, and the receptionist asked if our kids wanted a sucker, and she brought like this big bowl of candy out. Our kids loved it. It was great. So the staff, I mean, it's not like it's not kid friendly. The staff was very wonderful.
The staff was great with the kids. Marcellus was great with the kids. Erica, Tucker, Delaney, they were all great with the kids. So 10 out of 10 for the staff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think the programming was just geared towards adults. That's what it was.
There's one last thing, and it doesn't really matter, but it's odd to me. If you go, they give you like a brochure that tells you like where everything is and what time everything is. I would love, Cedar Point, if you could reach out to us and help me understand the logic, because it wasn't alphabetized, it wasn't organized by location, and it wasn't organized by like time.
It was organized by the type of activity, but then the secondary organization wasn't by alphabetical even time or anything. So we're like jumping around the menu, like trying to figure out what's next, and nothing's named. Like they did 10 out of 10 cool names, but I'm like, what's the trivia called? And
I'm like, I'm a college educated woman, and I was
Santa
like,
Claus
what is
trees.
this? Yeah, and so they call it like the mistletoes, obviously.
Yeah, that was easy. Carolers,
or like
that was the best one.
But trivia wasn't called trivia; it had a different name, and that's fine.
The piano player was like the Dark Knight Shineth,
and it was cool, but it was like they weren't separated by locations or times, so it was just like the mistletoes at 4:30 p.m. in the rotunda, the something carol at 3 a.m. in the Mulligan. Like it was all over the place, so it was really hard to plan your day,
and there was
because there was no way to follow it.
There's
and
no coordinator to tell you where to go.
And there's no sign that's like bow making here.
Yeah,
you just
no
have
signage.
to know. Like we've been there before.
Yeah, we've been there.
And I knew that the Sky Lounge was obviously the place with the
I never
open
knew
ceiling.
it was called that. It was always called the Rotunda.
Yeah. So then we were like arguing because there's nothing that tells you like where you're supposed to go.
But, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this real family vacation. We'll see you next time.